Three phrases instantly diminish your credibility as a speaker. This is far too common with particularly new speakers that I see. And these phrases, they could go under the radar, but now that you are about to know what they are, you can spot them when you're in the audience, but also more importantly, when you are on the stage. These are things that I do not want you to say. Number one, I'm feeling under the weather. If you have sniffles, you might feel self-conscious about it, or you have a headache because you didn't sleep well because you were not feeling 100%. You could want to lower expectations and let people know, hey, I'm kind of sick. What that does is it does actually set the bar a little lower. And then you might have people come up to you after and say, oh, wow, couldn't even tell you were sick. And if you don't hear people say that, then maybe you did seem a little sick. But the point is, most of the time, people won't know. And do you know what you're doing when you're talking about your sickness? Is you're making it about you. And in this day and age, especially with illness, variations could be that you didn't sleep well or that something is going on with you. That is a self-centered focus. When we're public speaking, we want to be focused on our audience and connecting with them. But let's take care to also connect with people in a positive way. We're not trying to connect with, oh, I feel like shit too, right? So go ahead and take that opener out of your vocabulary. The second phrase, this is my first time speaking. Other variations include, I've never given this presentation before, or oh, I've never spoken to a group this big before, or anything that connotates that you are a newbie to the scene. Ideally, you want people to see you speak and think that you've done this 100 times before because you are so calm and natural, not to be confused with being perfect, right? So when you call out that it's your very first time, this isn't an instance of physical intimacy as a teenager, right? This is an instance of you presenting yourself and building credibility with an audience. And by you highlighting that you're really inexperienced, that's actually not helping you build that credibility and connection. We want to have both ideally. Third is, I just learned this, so I'll do my best. You may notice these three phrases are all variations of the same thing. This is letting people know that, oh, this information is brand new and don't get your hopes up. It might not be that great. You know what that does? It doesn't have people lean in and really want to hear, ooh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Let's listen. Instead, people may kind of tune you out because you've almost given them permission to do so. It's different to say, oh my gosh, this is going to be the best thing you ever heard. There's no need to go in that direction either, because then that's setting the bar a little too high. You want to be matter of fact, like, hey, here it is. Here it is with humility, with matter of factness, with a little bit of humor and flair. But this is not the time to tell people, hey, don't get your hopes up, not going to be that good, because it won't necessarily work in your favor. And I wanted to circle back to the three things and just give some last minute notes here. The first, I'm feeling under the weather. There was actually a point in time, I was literally 3 days post-op. I had had a surgery, an emergency surgery, very unexpected. And I had recently gotten out of the ER and overnight hospital stay. And I gave a virtual presentation, did not say anything about it. And actually, I think that same week I gave an in-person presentation as well. And I decided to do what I needed to do. Instead of standing like I might normally do, I was seated because that was what my body could handle at that time. And I didn't try to overcompensate. I actually worked with where my energy levels were. And my energy levels were lower than usual. But I actually did get a burst of excitement during both of these presentations because I love what I do. And I love getting to connect with people and be in my zone of genius and know that I'm making a difference. So it was almost like all of the rest that I had taken before the event to be able to be fully present. It was like, okay, here it is. And then right after, I went back to sleep. I ended up out of curiosity asking one of the event organizers that I was closer with, the virtual one. I asked her, hey, did you happen to notice anything different about my presentation? She said, oh no, it was wonderful. And then I did mention to her, just because we had that rapport going, we had done several events together, but the other organizer, not as close, never mentioned it, was never aware of it. And that's part of being a professional speaker. Keyword professional. You want to connect with the audience and relate with them, but when it comes to speaking, make it more about what you're saying than the speaking quality or speaking ability. And then it will actually take care of itself when you are less self-conscious and self-focused on oh, wait, is this coming out? Am I a little sniffly or do I seem as vibrant as I usually am? Don't worry about that. You are getting the information to the people. And when you are living your soul's purpose through the speaking, people will actually pick up on the energy behind that. And it's so much deeper than any sort of front that you could put on. And then the second was that it's my first time speaking. It's your first time doing a lot of things, but an example from my experience was the very first time presenting networking for introverts. That was my first signature talk. And I didn't mention that it was my first time giving it. The event organizer knew because she was the person who invited me to give a talk, and I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. So I ended up telling her, oh, wait, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about. I just flowed with it, and it was information that I had structured in a very particular way. I got some assistance with a coach, and there was this ability to present the information. It's like, this is stuff that I know out of everything in my life, this is what I know best right now. And I really went with it, and people took to it. And it was one of those experiences where we hear all the time, sometimes when you give a talk, it's like it was a family member and my friend. No, I had a full house. And it's not to say that there haven't been times where I have had empty rooms in other contexts, but when you're on the right path, the universe likes to let you know, oh, look, literally, look, this is right. And sometimes you'll see that right away. Sometimes it'll take more time. But I say, wait, why not expedite timelines? Why not step into that now? And one way to do that, and in that case, I received other speaking opportunities and opportunities to individually coach people based on even that first time that I'd ever given that presentation. So if you're thinking about, oh, I need to let them know, you don't, because doors can open for you if you redirect your focus from your lack of experience and onto the fact that you were born to do this. Okay, the third being, I just learned this and I'll do my best. Again, a lack of confidence. And I guess in particular, I'll give an example from my own life. I speak about confidence. So what am I going to do going up there, starting out with starting out with a statement that alludes to me being not confident. What? No. And I don't believe in fake it till you make it. If you've gone to any of my presentations or seen them, you know I don't advocate for that. But it's about having this knowing that, okay, even if something's new, I have both the confidence and the competence to share the information in a way that's compelling, that people will remember. Maybe not every single thing, but it will be clear enough. It will be simple enough that it can make an impression. And that's what we're here for. We are orators. We are storytelling. We are here to help people feel something. We are also here to let people know what's possible, to inspire, and to maybe even give some actionable, practical tips, such as what not to do, like I just did. So I would love to invite you to stay connected. My name is Stephanie Thoma. I'm a public speaking coach. You can go ahead, like, subscribe, comment what stood out to you in this video. And if you'd like to stay connected, look at the links below. Thank you so much for your time today. Wishing you a beautiful rest of your day and see you soon.